Your spiritual journey isn't meant to be walked completely alone. Let's talk about it. Hi, my name is Steve Childress. I'm a spiritual practitioner and the president and owner of Spiritual Praxis here in Atlanta, a company that is dedicated to the spiritual empowerment and liberation of my clients using spiritual education, spiritual life coaching, and spiritual mentorship. When I first started, like I've said in previous videos, I was coming out of the Christian tradition, and a lot of the things, a lot of the practices that I was embracing, some of them were familiar to me in Christianity. Some of them would be considered what I call taboo. Um, so I was more hesitant to do certain things. Some things, for example, I lit a candle for in the very beginning of my spiritual journey where I started to take on practices. In the very beginning, I lit a candle for the Orisha Oshun. Um, it took me, I justified it um, through a type of theologizing doing it. And even when I did it, I found out later on that not all of what I was justifying it with was accurate. Um, but when I did do it, and when I started to do some of the other things, whether I was slow to do them or not, it felt like the universe paired me with particular people, spiritual life coaches, and spiritual mentors, spiritual teachers. Um, and in looking back, I think they were necessary. But three things I want to talk about in terms of uh, the type of companionship that you may have on this journey in the form of professionals like spiritual mentors and spiritual life coaches and spiritual teachers. I want to talk about just 3 points. First point is growth accelerates when you have support. If there's someone who has been down a road that you're contemplating going down, um, there is a level of insight and encouragement that they can provide you um, that can make it um, easier for you to go down that road. Um, I had I had a spiritual life coach. I still have a spiritual life coach and a spiritual mentor um, who have done a lot of the lead work that um, I hadn't done, and they were able to share certain things with me that made it easier for me to go where they had been. So that was one of the benefits of having both a spiritual life coach and a spiritual mentor. Um, a guide can help you catch blind spots and sometimes shortcuts. Um, I don't know. I don't know about what I would call shortcuts, but like I said before, certain things uh, I would have hesitated continuing the journey that I knew I was supposed to be on. And had there not been a spiritual mentor in my life, I would have wasted a lot of time um, trying to work myself up to continuing the journey. So I'm appreciative of the spiritual mentor that I have and spiritual teachers and spiritual life coaches for that purpose. The third point I wanted to make is you can still maintain your independence while getting help. And there are times on this spiritual journey when you want to reach out. Like, say you're facing some challenges. Say you're facing some rough challenges. A few years ago, I was facing some rough challenges, and I wanted to call or email a spiritual life coach that I knew. And I wanted to just, like, cry about what I was going through. And I wrote the email and I saved it in the draft, and I never sent it to her. What ended up happening was, as I was writing the email, I started to get reminded of all the different things that she taught me when circumstances like the one that I was in came up. So I think that draft is still in my my draft folder in my email client. But that is exactly what I do as a mentor. I walk beside you without taking over the path. I'll share with you the things that have helped me. I'll share with you the things that helped me during challenges, and no one's spiritual journey is the same, but there are principles and there are tools that are applicable to people like you and I when it comes to this spiritual journey, especially at a time that we're facing in these particular days. If you are interested in a spiritual mentor, especially if you are leaving organized religion and beginning to practice spiritual freedom, if you feel like this is the direction that you're going in, I believe that this new service that I offer, spiritual mentorship, will be very beneficial to you. And the description, the link is in the description below. And I look forward to hearing from you. Peace and blessings.